Do you wish that your belief was stronger? Do you sometimes feel like you just don't have a very strong faith? Sometimes I feel like that myself, that my faith should be stronger and I should be so much more of a believer, that nothing ever should shake my faith. But I don't think that's completely realistic because we're human. You're human, I'm human. It is almost beyond a doubt that at some times in our lives, our faith is going to be shaken. And we're going to think, wow, I just, I don't know how much I believe. I don't know. I just don't seem to have a very strong belief in Jesus. Consider the Father in the Gospel of Mark. Consider the Father whose son was possessed by an evil spirit. He was possessed by a demon. And this kid would foam at the mouth and so on. I mean, it's chapter 9 of Mark. You can read it for yourself. I don't need to relay the whole story. But basically, this child suffered a lot with this demon. And because the child suffered so much, of course, the father suffered so much. He hated to see his son in agony. So he took his son to the disciples of Jesus. He took his son to the apostles and begged them, heal my son. And they tried. They tried and nothing happened. They could not rid that poor child of that demon. So they said, okay, this is a case for Jesus. So they needed to take the child. They decided to take the child to Jesus to see if Jesus could heal him. And so the father, the child, the apostles, the disciples, they went to Jesus and they said, oh, please, we've tried everything, Lord, to heal this poor boy, and it hasn't worked. Please help us out. And Jesus comes back with a response. Basically, it was, oh, you faithless generation. So he kind of, it's a little bit of a knock upside the head, and letting them know that you don't believe. You don't believe. Your belief is not strong enough. Your faith is not strong enough. And so he asks the father, do you believe? And the father says, I believe, Lord, help my unbelief. So the father realizes at this minute that what really was happening within himself was that his faith wasn't strong enough. It wasn't strong enough. And so what does he do? He doesn't just leave it at that. He asks Jesus, help my unbelief. That's your cue. That's my cue. In those moments where we feel like, wow, where's my faith? Or I'm having a hard time believing that God's going to take care of this or that situation. Or, gosh, I hope not. But, there are folks who say, oh, wow, I'm having a hard time believing in Jesus. So these are the moments not to try to struggle within ourselves to make our belief stronger, but like the Father, to turn to Jesus. Say it. Say it out loud. Whenever you feel your faith has been shaken, or it's being shaken, or it could be shaken, or maybe say it daily, because we always need stronger faith. Lord, I believe. Help my unbelief. I say this so many times a day, especially when I'm in a pinch and it's like I just don't know how things are going to work out. I can't even imagine God's going to take care of this. Or I get that feeling like, God, are you really there? Are you really there? Are you listening to my prayers? Lord, I believe. Help my unbelief. Try it. You're going to see your life start to change. Because that's exactly what Jesus wants. He wants you to acknowledge that you struggle with your faith, and he wants you to come to him to strengthen your faith. Let me give you just a little example that really just happened to me not long ago. I'm still in wow over this situation and smiling about it and pondering it. So there was a situation in my life, something I needed to make a decision, and I didn't know what the decision should be. And it was a decision I'd been working on for, on and off for years actually. Pops up every so often. Should I continue with such and such? Should I not? What am I supposed to do? I don't think I should continue with that particular project or aspect of my ministry. Should I just stop it? And so I went to adoration, and in adoration, I laid this all out for Jesus. I poured my heart out to him, told him about all my doubts, all my fears, and told him, at this point in time, I think that I need to discontinue this effort. And I asked our Lord, I guess I challenged him, but in a reverent way. And I said, Jesus, if you want me to continue with this, if you want me to continue with this effort, then you have to prove to me that you want me to continue. Please prove to me that you want me to continue. And I left it at that. It was within 24 hours that in my normal work day, I ran across, and it's too personal to give you the exact details, and I don't mean to be a tease, but it's just too personal. But in my normal work, I ran across some content in a book which completely laid out the missing piece in that particular aspect of my ministry, laid out the missing piece for me in that question, the missing piece in that decision, loud and clear, laid it out, and the affirmation was that Jesus says, yeah, I want you to continue. You need to continue that effort. At the moment, I had this tingle in my heart, and I knew, wow, that's my proof. That's my proof. Well, the next day, lo and behold, I reconsidered that, and I repondered it, and the doubt crept in, and I thought that could have been just a coincidence. Maybe you're reading too much into this. Maybe you're playing your own prophet. And so I went back to our Lord, and I said, hey, I think I know what you're saying, but please forgive me for being so obstinate, but please, can you prove your proof for me? Can you prove to me beyond a doubt, in a way that only I will know, that you want me to continue, that was the proof that you wanted me to continue? And I left it at that. And I thought, oh boy, this is really something else, because I don't know what Jesus is going to do with this. Well, it was only a few days after that I was in a thrift store, of all things. Believe it or not, how crazy is that? I was in a thrift store, and as I'm choosing different items, I actually had some good buys that day. In any case, one of the items I had chosen and put in my cart had on it a pin, a religious pin, with the exact symbol that was the missing piece that came to me in the first proof. And how is that possible? It's only through God. That was my affirmation of the proof. So Jesus proved his proof to me. Jesus, I believe. Help my unbelief. Jesus will help your unbelief. If you ask him, he will strengthen your your faith. I have too many words at one time. I want to tell you, I want to share so much with you. Jesus will strengthen your faith. Don't be discouraged. Don't be afraid to ask him. Be bold like that father. Jesus, I believe. Help my unbelief. And then let him. Let him in the way that he knows best. Hey, please subscribe to my channel. Share this video so that others can strengthen their belief in Jesus as well. And please go to my website, margefenelon.com. Sign up for 40 days, 40 verses, my daily Lenten reflections. You're going to love them. They're very brief, poignant, and they will provoke thought for you and then challenge you a little bit to live your Lent more fully. It's never too late to sign up, margefenelon.com. You also can find out there how to book me for a speaking engagement online or in person. You can find my books there, my Simply Holy audio podcast, and my other videos. God bless you, my friend. And remember, Jesus, I believe. Help my unbelief. He'll do it.